That is in cement, some of it in power generation, some of it in pipeline to bring petroleum products. You know, we're in the business of producing oil. We have the largest refinery in the world, single lane in Nigeria, and we want to bring it to Walvis Bay and then pipe down here. So there are a couple of other investments which we're looking at. Broader investment really is in hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe even up to $1 billion. But you know, we will tell you the amount as we go along. But really, it will be over $1 billion because of the pipeline. There are quite a lot of change between that time when we came and now. Government is solid. There is a lot of transparency, and also when you look at what His Excellency has actually done in terms of turning the economy around, that really gave us the confidence that look, this is the right time for us to come and invest. And it's like somebody when you pass exam, people have to give you a good mark. So His Excellency has passed that exam, and that's why we're here, to make sure that we give him a very big mark to come and invest. Yeah.
Africa's richest man is making a $1 billion bet on a country that's hungry for a comeback. This isn't just another investment. It's a move that could mark a major turning point for an entire nation. Aliko Dangote, the Nigerian industrialist, just announced a staggering $1 billion plan for Zimbabwe, targeting the very foundations of a modern economy: cement, power, and fuel. This massive investment promises to kickstart a wave of industrial growth and create thousands of jobs in a country ready for a new chapter. But what does this deal, signed off with President Emerson Mnangagwa, really mean for the people of Zimbabwe and the rest of Africa? Is this the moment that unlocks a new era of prosperity, or are the ghosts of past economic failures still lurking? This is more than a business deal. It's a story about second chances, continental ambition, and the powerful idea that Africans can and will build Africa's future. To get why $1 billion is such a big deal, you have to understand the economic tightrope Zimbabwe has been walking for years. This is a country that has been a living paradox, a land of immense potential shackled by immense challenges. Once hailed as the breadbasket of Africa, its economy has been through the ringer, marked by periods of hyperinflation that made its currency almost worthless, crippling unemployment, and the steady decay of vital infrastructure. Imagine trying to run a business when the power can vanish for hours without warning. Imagine entire industries grinding to a halt, not for lack of demand, but for the simple absence of reliable electricity. This has been the daily reality for Zimbabwean entrepreneurs. The energy deficit has been a persistent brake on growth, forcing companies onto expensive diesel generators and making local products uncompetitive. The country's infrastructure, once a source of pride, has suffered from years of underinvestment. Roads and railways have worn down, creating logistical nightmares. For a nation to industrialize, it needs a backbone of cement and power. Yet, Zimbabwe has often found itself importing these fundamentals, a costly process that drains precious foreign currency. This challenging environment kept major international investors at arm's length. The country was holding its breath, waiting for a catalyst, something big enough to change the story from struggle to revival. Enter Aliko Dangote, a name synonymous with industrialization across Africa. He's not just a businessman. He's an industrial titan whose Dangote Group has a proven track record of building transformative projects. But this isn't his first dance with Zimbabwe. He had previously explored investment opportunities back in 2015, with ambitious plans for a massive cement plant. However, those plans stalled. The investment climate under the previous administration of Robert Mugabe was fraught with bureaucratic red tape and a lack of policy clarity that made such a large-scale commitment impossible. So, what changed? Why come back now? The answer, according to Dangote himself, is renewed confidence in Zimbabwe's economic governance under President Emerson Mnangagwa. Following a meeting in Harare where the new billion-dollar agreement was formalized, Dangote was explicit about his renewed confidence, crediting the president's administration with turning the economy around and increasing transparency. In his own words, he noted that the president had passed that test, which gave his group the confidence that this was the right time to invest. This renewed interest gained momentum after high-level discussions, leading to the signing of a global agreement between the Dangote Group and the Zimbabwean government. This time, it's not just an expression of interest, it's a concrete deal, marking one of the largest private sector foreign direct investments in Zimbabwe in recent memory. $1 billion is a monumental sum, but its true impact lies in how it's used. This is a multi-pronged strategy aimed at tackling some of Zimbabwe's most fundamental economic weaknesses across 4 critical sectors. First, cement, the foundation of a nation. The cornerstone of this investment is the construction of a fully integrated cement factory. While the final specifications are still being determined, the plan is based on the 1.5 million ton per year capacity plant that was originally proposed, a facility powerful enough to drastically reduce, if not eliminate, Zimbabwe's dependence on imported cement. By producing cement locally, the project will immediately boost the domestic construction industry. Cheaper, high-quality cement means the government's plans for new roads, bridges, and dams become more feasible. For the nation, it means a stronger infrastructure backbone built with local resources. Second, power, igniting the industrial engine. No modern economy can run without reliable electricity. Recognizing this, a significant portion of the investment is dedicated to energy. The plan includes developing a coal mine and a dedicated coal-fired power station to ensure an uninterrupted power supply for the industrial complex. This is a crucial move that makes the project self-sufficient. But the impact extends further. The power station is also expected to contribute to Zimbabwe's national grid, helping to alleviate the country's chronic energy shortages. A stable power supply is a fundamental enabler of economic growth, and policy changes now allow independent producers to charge viable tariffs and repatriate profits, making such investments more attractive. Third, fuel and petroleum, a lifeline for the region. Perhaps the most ambitious component is the plan for a massive transnational petroleum pipeline stretching over 2,200 kilometers. The vision is to build a pipeline from the strategic port of Walvis Bay in Namibia, run it through Botswana, and have it terminate in Zimbabwe. This project is of immense strategic importance for the entire southern African region. Dangote's massive new refinery in Nigeria could ship refined products in bulk to a large storage facility in Walvis Bay, which would then be distributed efficiently across the region via the pipeline. A presidential spokesperson noted that this could fundamentally change Zimbabwe's production structure by making fuel cheaper to import. Fourth, fertilizer and logistics, sowing the seeds of prosperity. The agreement also includes a focus on fertilizer production and logistics. This is critically important for Zimbabwe, a nation with a strong agricultural heritage. Access to affordable fertilizer is essential for boosting crop yields and ensuring food security. By investing in local fertilizer production, Dangote is tapping into a core sector of the economy and helping reduce another key import dependency. This is coupled with building a network of depots and distribution centers to streamline supply chains and lower costs for the entire industrial complex. Each of these 4 pillars, cement, power, fuel, and fertilizer, is a massive project designed to deliver a powerful economic jolt and lay a robust foundation for future growth. The true measure of this investment will be the powerful ripple effect it sends across the Zimbabwean economy. The first and most obvious impact is jobs. An investment of this scale is projected to generate thousands of direct and indirect employment opportunities in construction, engineering, mining, and logistics. But it's the indirect job creation where the multiplier effect kicks in. For every person employed directly, more jobs are expected to be created in downstream industries. Local small and medium-sized businesses will have a massive new client to serve, driving growth in transportation, security, and maintenance services. Beyond the job numbers, there's the Dangote effect, the powerful signal this sends to the global business community. When a respected industrialist like Aliko Dangote makes a billion-dollar bet, other investors take notice. His move serves as a validation of the country's economic reforms and could open the floodgates for further foreign investments, reinforcing the Zimbabwe is open for business mantra with a high-profile success story. This investment also promises to rebalance Zimbabwe's trade profile. By substituting imports of cement, power, and fuel with local production, the country can save hundreds of millions in foreign currency. Finally, one cannot overstate the impact on national morale. For a generation of Zimbabweans who have grown up amid economic hardship, this investment represents a tangible symbol of hope and progress. While this billion-dollar deal is a monumental event for Zimbabwe, it's also a powerful chapter in the larger story of Africa's economic self-determination. This is not an investment from a distant global superpower. It's a strategic partnership led by an African industrialist, using African capital to build African industrial capacity. Aliko Dangote's business empire has consistently been built on a pan-African model, and his expansion into Zimbabwe reinforces a long-term commitment to driving the continent's industrialization from within. This type of intra-African investment is critical for long-term prosperity, fostering regional integration and ensuring that profits and expertise are more likely to be reinvested on the continent. This project aligns perfectly with the vision of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. Infrastructure like the planned transnational pipeline is exactly the kind of connective tissue that will make a single market a reality. It positions Zimbabwe not as a landlocked country, but as a land-linked hub of commerce and industry. Furthermore, Dangote's model demonstrates a path for African nations to move away from depending on raw material exports. The core of this investment is value addition, taking Zimbabwe's coal and limestone and transforming them into higher value products like power and cement. It's a powerful counter-narrative to pessimistic headlines, showcasing a story of ambition and confidence in Africa's future. So, we return to the original question. Is Aliko Dangote's billion-dollar investment the dawn of a new industrial age for Zimbabwe? The evidence suggests it has all the makings of a truly transformational moment. This isn't just a single project, but an integrated strategy designed to tackle the nation's most fundamental economic weaknesses in cement, power, fuel, and fertilizer. It's a story nearly a decade in the making, revived by renewed confidence in Zimbabwe's economic direction. The ripple effects from the thousands of jobs to the powerful signal it sends to other global investors are poised to be immense. Of course, the road ahead will require unwavering commitment. The success of this venture hinges on continued stability and policy consistency, but for the first time in a long time, the pieces are in place for a genuine economic rebirth. This billion-dollar vote of confidence could very well be the catalyst that unlocks Zimbabwe's vast potential. But we want to know what you think. Do you believe this investment will be the game changer that Zimbabwe needs? What are the biggest opportunities and challenges? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one.